Podcast Episode 1, Take 3, The Starting Line. My journey from athlete to entrepreneur. Welcome to Medals and More, a podcast where we explore the journey beyond the victories, the podiums, and the medals. I'm your host, Grant, and I'm thrilled to take you on this personal, inspiring journey where athletics meets life, business, and the pursuit of more. Today's episode is about beginnings, my own starting line, where I transitioned from being an athlete to finding my place as an entrepreneur. Winning a medal, crossing the finish line, and achieving that long-awaited goal are moments of triumph. But often, when the crowd fades and the podium is cleared, we're left with one question: what's next? For me, that question hit hard after winning the 110-meter hurdles event at the South African National Student Championships in the year 2000. That event was a pivotal moment in my life. I stood on the podium, national title in hand, surrounded by cheers. But inside I felt the weight of something far greater. I realized I couldn't rely on athletics forever. As much as I loved the sport, the cracks were showing. Financial strain made it impossible to focus solely on training. I didn't want to keep relying on my parents to fund my dreams. And social habits began creeping in, pulling my focus away. That moment taught me that success alone doesn't pave the way for the future. It's often the discipline behind the success that becomes the bridge. But back then, I didn't fully understand how to use that discipline beyond the track. Winning that title came at a price. The hours of training, sacrifice, and sheer determination had taken its toll, not just physically, but mentally. And when I achieved what I've worked so hard for, I was left without a clear plan for the next step. That's a reality so many athletes face. We pour everything into a single goal, and when we achieve it, we assume the doors will open automatically. But life doesn't work that way. If anything, those doors require just as much effort to push through, if not more. I had the discipline and the mindset to tackle challenges, but I lacked a roadmap. The lack of direction made the transition even harder. One thing I've learned is that the same focus and determination that drive success in sports are transferable. They showed up in my life in surprising ways. Whether it was working tirelessly on my website, where, by the way, everything that could go wrong did, or launching entrepreneurial initiatives, I kept pushing forward. The resilience I developed as an athlete helped me pivot, adapt, and learn from failure. Those lessons are the foundation of everything I do today. And while the path wasn't easy or linear, it's proof that the skills we develop as athletes can carry us into new arenas. But here's the thing. Discipline and a strong mindset aren't enough on their own. They're tools, but you need a blueprint. You need a vision for the long term. A way to capitalize on your achievements while keeping your identity intact. Too often, athletes are celebrated for their victories, but left unsupported when the spotlight dims. That's where we falter. We focus so much on the medal that we forget to plan for what's beyond it. And sometimes the sacrifices we make for the medal come at a price: strained relationships, mental health struggles, or even financial instability. Recognizing this has been a cornerstone of my journey. Thank you for joining me on this first episode of Medals and More. As we close, I want to leave you with this thought. Winning isn't the end. It's just the beginning of a much larger journey. The real victory is in how we use what we've learned to create a future beyond the finish line. Next week, we'll dive into the athlete's mindset, lessons from the track. We'll explore how the mental strategies used in competition can apply to every area of life, from business to relationships and personal growth. Until then, keep pushing beyond the finish line, because there's always more to achieve, more to explore, and more to give. Thanks for listening.